Hello?
No, sir.
Not visible?
No, sir.
Now? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Visible.
Okay. We were discussing about the fog seal, crack sealing, maintenance operations, especially for bituminous payments. Now let us discuss on the pothole patching, the trench filling, the recycling, which are again some of the important maintenance operations that we carry out for the payment. Just to brief you about potholes, they are bowl-shaped cavities of different sizes, small, medium, large sizes, in a bituminous surface, or the pothole can be extending into a binder or base course caused by local disintegration of the material. This you can take as somewhat the formal definition of a pothole. So they are bowl-shaped cavities of varying sizes, small, medium, large, in a bituminous surface, sometimes even extending to a binder or a base course caused by local disintegration of the material. What are the causes for these potholes when you look at? The most common cause for a pothole formation is loss of adhesion in the bituminous surface course due to the ingress of water into pavement or due to higher voids in the surface. The bituminous pavement gets softened as a result of loss of cohesion under the action of traffic. If not attended in a time, the aggregates in the surface get progressively loosened, which result in a pothole. Lack of proper bond between the bituminous surface and underlying waterbound macadam or a wet mix macadam base layer can also cause formation of a pothole. A thin bituminous surface which is unable to withstand heavy traffic and improper inadequate camber can also cause potholes. In dense mixes like the bituminous concrete, potholes can be caused by too much fine or too less fines, that is the passing 75 micron or the sand size particles. The potholes may be classified as small, medium, and large as seen in the figure. Pothole is defined as if the pothole is 25 mm deep and 200 mm wide, then it is called a small pothole. If the depth of a pothole is between 25 to 50 mm and if its width is 500 mm, then we say it is medium size pothole. When the pothole size is greater than 50 mm depth, 500 mm width, then we say the pothole is large. So that's how the severity of the potholes are defined, classified. What are the treatments for these potholes? Potholes can be repaired by various methods. We can use cold mix for immediate use whenever we want to patch the pothole, even in the adverse weather. We can go back, we can use a cold mix, and then we can use hot mix, the conventional hot mix like BC mix or BBM mix appropriately for immediate use. And we can also think of using cold mixes, storable cold mixes. Here, cold mix, you prepare the cold mix and then immediately use after preparation. Here, you prepare the cold mix, especially using emulsion, very rarely using cut and cut back. Once you prepare the cold mix, they are stored. So such mixes are storable cold mixes. So we can use storable cold mixes also for patching the pothole, and we can also use ready-made mixes. Many companies, they prepare the mixes, pothole patching mixes, comes in bags. So we can bring those bags consisting of these ready-made pothole patching mixes and can be used. So all these methods can be used for patching a pothole. So here we can see a video of pothole patching method operation. And you see, I have two videos, very old videos, but still they are relevant. These videos are by the International Road Federation. You can see it's prepared in 1985 by International Road Federation.
Potholes are a major inconvenience, a safety hazard, and are damaging to vehicles. This program covers procedures for repair of potholes in asphalt concrete pavement. It focuses on the materials and equipment used in pothole repair and the procedures for making a permanent repair. Potholes must be repaired quickly because they are a hazard. They can cause serious accidents, and they slow down the flow of traffic. It's important to follow the correct procedures for repairing potholes. You'll save money, and you'll ensure that the repair will last longer. Potholes are caused when traffic breaks up a weak spot in the pavement. Several factors can contribute to weak spots. Among them, overweight vehicles, construction flaws, or water. Another major cause is repairs not done right the first time. A poor repair job like this won't last more than a few days. On the job, you'll see many sizes and shapes of potholes. Some will be shallow, some deep, and some will be irregular. The repair procedures are basically the same, no matter what the size or shape. Pothole repair involves 9 steps. Placing traffic control devices, marking the defective area to be repaired, cutting out the defective material, cleaning out the hole, the tack material. Construction flaws, or water. Another major cause is repairs not done right the first time. A poor repair job like this won't last more than a few days. On the job, you'll see many sizes and shapes of potholes. Some will be shallow, some deep, and some will be irregular. The repair procedures are basically the same no matter what the size or shape. Pothole repair involves 9 steps. Placing traffic control devices, marking the defective area to be repaired, cutting out the defective material, cleaning out the hole, applying the tack material, placing the mix, compacting the mix, cleaning up the job site, and preparing to move to the next job site. Let's look at each work step in detail. The first step covers placing traffic control devices, who are responsible for the safety of the crew and motorists. Observe the work area and decide where to place control devices. Place signs, cones, and barricades so they can be seen by drivers in time for them to react. If required, position flagmen at appropriate sites. Follow your traffic control standards and procedures. The second step is to mark the defective area. First, sweep away loose material from the pothole. Examine the area carefully to see the extent of the weakened pavement. Then mark the area to be removed. Use chalk, crayon, or paint to mark the edges. Generally, you can use the width of an outstretched hand as a guide to be sure that you mark the area in good pavement. Anything more may result in the unnecessary removal of good pavement. Mark the repair area in a rectangular shape with straight sides and square corners. This is a step you should perform so your workers have clear instructions. And remember, you may have to enlarge the area once the cutting begins and you get a better look at subsurface conditions. Repair areas don't necessarily have to be square, but never use a round shape. Adapt the outline to the shape of the pothole. The third step involves cutting out the defective material. To do the cutting, you'll be using either a jackhammer with a spade bit or a pickaxe. The cutting action should always begin in the center and proceed toward the edges. This has 2 advantages. There is less resistance to cutting, and you'll not weaken the good pavement outside of the marked edge. Also avoid rocking the spade bit, because this will damage the good pavement. Vertical sides are essential for proper compaction of the patch. Always check the sides with something square to make sure that they are vertical. This, along with compaction, is one of the 2 most important steps for a permanent repair. Be sure to cut down to stable material. It will form a good foundation for the patch. Also make sure that the bottom is level. The fourth step is the removal of defective material. A patch adheres best to a clean surface. Using shovels, remove all loose materials and debris from the hole. Next, blow out the fine materials using an air compressor, or sweep it out using a stiff bristled broom. Dispose of debris properly. Do not leave materials in the roadway, on the shoulder, or in a drainage ditch. Material left in the ditch will cause the water to pond and may result in another pothole. Next, make a thorough inspection to see that no weakened material remains on the sides or bottom of the hole or in the corners. Once all loose material is removed, you're ready for tacking. Tacking the hole is step 5. Tack serves as a kind of a glue to bond the patch in place. Apply tack to the sides of the hole first. Do not overlap onto the surrounding pavement. Use either a hand broom or a sprayer. Remember, thin film on the sides and the bottom of the hole, allowing the texture to show through. Pouring results in excess tack, which will soften the patch and cause it to break up. The materials you'll use for tacking are either emulsions or cutbacks. Emulsion is preferred. It requires only a little curing before putting premix in the pothole. Also, you can apply it to damp surfaces. Cutback is less desirable as a tack since it must cure at least 15 minutes. Also, cutbacks may require additional heating for ease of handling. You can recognize cutback by its gasoline or kerosene smell. In some cases, you'll have to cut out the damaged material down to the granular base. In this situation, apply a heavier coat of tack to the bottom of the hole. This is called priming. It acts as waterproofing. Properly cured tack is sticky to the touch. Remember, if you apply too much tack, the patching material will be weakened. But if you apply too little tack, the patch will not stick properly. Step 6 involves placing the premix material. Whether you're using hot mix or cold mix, make sure it's workable. Don't use it if it's hard to shovel or it's crusted. Begin placing the premix using a square pointed shovel. Begin in the corners and sides first. Then place material in the center. If the hole is deep, it may require several layers of material. Generally, the maximum depth to use for each layer is 8 centimeters in uncompacted layers. This is equivalent to the width of a hand. After placing each layer, spread it level with a rake. Make sure you keep all patch material in the hole. Mix left on the pavement around the hole will make the next step harder. Place additional layers only after compacting previous layers. Leave the uncompacted surface layer of the patch slightly higher than the surrounding pavement surface to allow for compaction. Step 7 involves compacting the premix. Compaction, along with making the sides of the hole vertical, is one of the 2 most important steps. Good compaction makes the patch last a long time. To compact the patch, you can use several different types of equipment. The best type is the vibratory roller. It works better and faster. You can also use a vibratory plate, a tandem steel-wheeled roller, or a hand tamp. A hand tamp is not the best tool to use. If it's the only compaction tool available, tamp especially thoroughly and use thinner layers, about 1/2 the width of a hand. If you use a roller, make sure the area around the patch is clear of debris prior to compaction. Debris under the roller will cause poor compaction. Remember, if the hole is deep, it may require several layers. Compact each layer thoroughly prior to placing another layer. Whether you're placing 1 or 2 layers, the procedures are the same. Always start compacting in the corners and edges. Then work in toward the center of the patch. First, make 1 or 2 passes without vibration. Otherwise, the machine will push uncompacted premix out of the patch. Then make a minimum of 10 to 15 passes with vibration. You can tell when the patch is thoroughly compacted because repeated applications of the compactor won't leave any impressions in the patch surface. Leave the final surface of the patch slightly rounded above the surrounding pavement. Check the rounding with a straight edge in the direction of traffic and across the roadway. The center of the patch should be about the thickness of a pencil above the pavement. This helps drain any water away from the patch. Next is step 8. You should make sure the crew cleans up the job site. Dispose of excess material properly. Once again, don't throw debris onto the shoulder, in ditches, or near catch basins. It will cause drainage problems. Load it onto the truck or dump it in a designated area. There's still one last step before the repair is complete. Step 9, preparing for the move to the next job site. First, count all the hand tools and equipment, and make sure the tools and equipment are properly cleaned and nothing is broken. As the equipment is being loaded, make a final inspection of the job site. Make sure that nothing is being left behind, and the work work site is left in proper condition. Also, remove and load traffic control devices in the reverse order in which they were originally placed. Follow your standards for traffic control to make sure it is done correctly. As the crew loads the devices, make a final security check to see that all equipment is secured before moving on to the next job site. Before we finish, let's quickly review each of the 9 steps of pothole repair. The 9 steps include placing traffic control devices, marking the defective area to be repaired, cutting out the defective material, cleaning out the hole, applying the tack material, placing the mix, compacting the mix, cleaning up the job site, and preparing to move to the next job site. Following the procedures presented in this program will result in professional, long-lasting repairs, which will benefit you, your crew, and the driving public.
So that's a wonderful video about pothole patching. Though it's a word, it gives the steps for patching pothole in a wonderful way. Um, we can also see one more video, and then we'll go for discussion.
Potholes are caused by weak spots in roads. These weak spots can be created by heavy vehicles, poor construction, or water. This videotape will show you how to repair potholes in surface treatment pavement using granular material. If you're using asphalt mix, refer to the IRF videotape, Pothole Repair in Asphalt Concrete Pavement. Regardless of their location, all potholes can be a threat to your safety and damage your vehicle. But most importantly, potholes can result in severe and costly road damage if they're not repaired quickly and correctly. Surface treatment pavement is not as strong as asphalt concrete pavement. Therefore, these potholes must be repaired before they become so large that the road base is weakened. Extensive repairs would then be necessary. A repair using the correct procedures will keep water from getting into the road base, resulting in a long-lasting patch. Proper equipment will help you make the repair efficiently. You will need hand tools for removing damaged material from the pothole, placing the new material, and cleaning up the work site. An asphalt sprayer for applying the liquid asphalt, and a vibratory roller to make the materials firm. You can also use a vibratory plate compactor or a tandem steel-wheeled roller. will need a dump truck to carry your crew, equipment, and materials to the work site, and traffic control devices to keep vehicles moving safely. The proper materials make the repair durable and long-lasting. You will need granular material to fill the hole. It must be graded and approved according to local specifications. This material should be the same type and quality as the existing base. You will also need cover aggregate that is clean, dry, and no bigger than your thumbnail. Liquid asphalt to seal the patch. The liquid asphalt may be rapid or medium curing asphalt cutback or asphalt emulsion. And water to make sure the granular material has the correct moisture. All potholes in surface treatment roads are repaired in the same way. You will use the same procedure for all shapes and sizes of potholes. There are 8 steps. Step 1. Place the traffic control devices. Step 2. Mark the damaged area. Step 3. Cut out and remove all damaged material. Step 4. Fill the hole with granular material. Step 5. Compact the granular material. Step 6. Seal the surface with liquid asphalt and cover aggregate. Step 7. Clean the work site. Step 8. Remove the traffic control devices. We will look at each step in detail. Step 1. Place traffic control devices. These include barricades, cones, and signs. Proper placement of these devices is important to the safety of your crew and the vehicles. Place these devices so that the vehicle drivers have adequate time to respond. For further instruction, refer to the IRN videotape, Traffic Control During Maintenance. Step 2. Mark the damaged area to be repaired. Before you mark this area, clean out the pothole so you can inspect it. Clearly mark the pavement outside the pothole. To avoid waste, the line should be no further from the hole than the width of your hand. The line should also be straight and located in good pavement. The corners should be as square as the shape of the hole will allow. Step 3. Cut out and remove the damaged material. Use a pickaxe and shovel. Start in the center and work toward the sides. Remove all material necessary to reach a firm, flat bottom. Remove damaged material with a shovel. Do not forget to dispose of this material away from the pavement and nearby ditches. Proper disposal will help keep the pavement clear for vehicles. The sides should be straight and vertical to the flat bottom. Check this in several places. The straight sides and a flat bottom will make the finished repair last a longer time. Also, be sure the sides and bottom are firm. Step 4. Fill the hole with granular material. Before placing the granular material in the pothole, check for proper moisture. Squeeze a sample in your hand. If it is too dry, the granular material will crumble. Water must then be added to correct the dryness. A sample has correct moisture if it forms a tight, compact ball when you squeeze it. If the sample is too wet, it will flow very slowly between your fingers when you squeeze it. In this case, the granular material should be spread out to dry. Next, check the depth of the hole. If the hole is less than 15 centimeters deep, or shorter than the length of your hand, the granular material can be placed in a single layer. If the hole is deeper than 15 centimeters or longer than the length of your hand, the granular material must be placed in 2 or more equal layers. Each layer should be no thicker than 15 centimeters. Step 5. Compact the granular material. Place wooden planks on the edges of the hole to protect the sides. If using a vibratory roller, make 2 passes without vibration. Then make 10 to 12 passes with vibration. Start from the corners and work toward the center. Compact each layer thoroughly. If using a hand tamper, make the layers half as thick. Compact the granular material until it is as firm as possible. After compacting the last layer of granular material, make sure the repair is rounded slightly above the surrounding pavement. This will help keep water from entering the road base and damaging the pavement structure. Step 6. Seal the surface with liquid asphalt and cover aggregate. To begin this process, apply the liquid asphalt using an asphalt sprayer or an asphalt pouring pot if you do not have an asphalt sprayer. The surface must be clean and dry. Make the application thick enough to soak into the patch and form a light coating over it. Overlap the asphalt onto the existing pavement 8 centimeters, or the width of your hand. Immediately after applying the asphalt, spread a single layer of cover aggregate across the surface of the patch. Now, compact the aggregate so it locks together properly. Continue compaction until the aggregate has been well embedded in the asphalt and a uniform surface obtained. Make sure the surface of the patch is smooth and rounded slightly above the surrounding pavement, about the thickness of a pencil. Step 7. Clean the work site. Sweep and dispose of any debris away from the drainage ditches, the shoulder, and the pavement. The road will be safer. Before you leave the work site, load any unused material, equipment, and hand tools into the truck. At the end of the day, clean your hand tools before you load them. Step 8. Pick up the traffic control devices and load them on the truck. Do this in the reverse order of their original placement. The maintenance crew is now ready to proceed to the next work site. But before they go, remember there are 8 steps necessary to repair potholes in surface treatment pavement. Step 1. Place the traffic control devices. Be sure the signs, cones, and barricades are placed correctly. Step 2. Mark the damaged area. Make the lines straight and the corners square. Step 3. Cut out and remove all damaged material. Keep the sides straight and vertical to a flat bottom. Step 4. Fill the hole with granular material. Place the material in even layers. Step 5. Compact the granular material. Make each layer as firm as possible. Step 6. Seal the surface with liquid asphalt and cover aggregate. The asphalt application should be even and slightly overlap the surrounding pavement. The cover aggregate should be compacted thoroughly. Step 7. Clean the work site. Dispose of all debris away from the road and nearby ditches. Step 8. Remove the traffic control devices. Pick them up in the reverse order of their placement. The procedure you have just seen will provide a long-lasting repair, which will preserve the road structure and make travel safer for everyone.
believe these two videos will give you a better insight into the patching of potholes. Right now, let us look at the step one by one for pothole patching. Step number one, it is placing the traffic control devices. Place traffic cones, flags. Better a flagman to guide and control the traffic movement during patching. Step number two is marking the defective area or the pothole area. In this, sweep away all loose materials of the pothole. Mark the area using chalk to rectangular or square shape. However, marking need not be rectangle or square shape. Ensure straight sides and square corners while marking. Step number three, cutting out the defective area. Use jackhammer with a spade blade. Cutting to be carried out from center to sides or edges. Cut down up to a stable layer below. Ensure the vertical sides during the cutting. Step number four, removal of loose materials. Remove all loose materials from the pothole area. Blow out fine material from the potholes using compressed air. Do not leave any loose material in the pothole or on the pavement surface. Step number five, apply the prime coat and tack coat if required. Apply prime coat if the bottom layer of the pothole is of granular layer like wet mix macadam. Apply the prime coat using slow setting 1 emulsion, SS1 grade emulsion, and the quantity of emulsion to be sprayed is 0.7 to 1 kg per square meter. For spraying this emulsion, use mechanical sprayers. Please do not pour the emulsion into the pothole. So ensure the uniform spray of emulsion on sides and bottom surface of the pothole. Do not put any extra water to the emulsion in the name of workability. If tack coat to be applied, if the bottom surface is wet mix macadam already coated with prime coat, or just tack coat if it is the bottom surface is bituminous surface. You may remember prime coat is required only on a granular layer. Tack coat is done on an existing bituminous layer or a bottom bituminous layer or a granular layer which is already primed. Okay, so apply tack coat using the rapid setting emulsion. For prime coat, it is slow setting emulsion. For tack coat, it is rapid setting emulsion, to be specific, RS1 grade. So these are the quantities to be sprayed. Tack coat, if it is bottom bituminous surface, the rate of spray or the quantity of emulsion is 0.2 to 0.3 kg per square meter. If the bottom surface is wet mix macadam, granular surface treated with prime coat, then quantity of tack coat is 0.25 to 0.3 kg per square meter. Then comes step number 6, placing of bituminous mix in the pothole. Use square pointed shovel for placing the bituminous mix. Put mix in the corners and sides first, then proceed to the center portion. If the pothole is deep, put mix in layers not exceeding maximum of 75 mm thick. Place additional layers after compacting the bottom layer or the first layer. Then comes step number 7, compaction. The size of the roller should be smaller than the pothole size. Use vibratory tandem roller only, vibratory tandem big roller only if pothole size accommodates the roller drum width. Use walk behind rollers, plate vibrators for compaction. Compaction to start from the corner and edges, then proceed to the central portion. First two passes of the compactor always to be static passes, that is without vibration, and then remaining passes with vibrations are in the vibratory mode. Check the surface profile using the straight edge. Ensure uniform even surface after compaction. Minimum temperature during compaction of the hot mix should not be less than 90 degree in case if you are using hot mix. This will not this is not applicable in case if you are using cold mix. So many times we use hot mix. So in that cases, temperature of the mix not to go below 90 degree. This is the least temperature that we need to maintain. Then comes step number 8, cleaning of pothole patch site. Clean the patch site properly. Dispose the material at the designated places, not near the ditches, not near the drains, not in the roadway portion. So you have to dispose this material in a designated place and ensure no loose materials near the pothole patch site or on the pavement. Step number 9, removal of traffic control devices placed for traffic control during pothole patching. So this is about the patching of pothole. Any clarifications?
No, sir.
Any